It's the Purple Hair Doofus, and welcome back to The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Today we're covering chapters 83, 84, 85, and 86. I hope you've read up to that point because I do not want to ruin anything for you. Today's section begins with Kvothe returning back to the university after he had killed the dragon and was hoping to gather up all the scales to sell and become rich, but the people of the land had actually burned the dragon, and he lost all of his treasure and all hope of ever paying Devi back the loan that, he had amassed in that little journey. But the thing that really bothers me the most about this return is that he has little to no consequences for just up and leaving. He returns and people are like, "Oh, you were gone? Okay, welcome back." Really? Is it that easy? Later, Dinah comes back, but she's got a new man with her. And Kvothe asks if this was the potential patron that, she was talking about at the beginning of his journey, and she kind of gives him a look and a shake that lets him know that no, this was not the guy. He's like, "Oh, okay." Kvothe's friends see him being downtrodden about Dinah being with another man, and being the friends that they are, decide to console him. And they are talking with him in the picnic park area one day, when the lovely Ambrose decides to make an appearance. Ambrose goes over and he actually picks up Kvothe's lute. And Kvothe and Ambrose have kind of a childish give-it-back match. It's almost kind of like Keep Away. Ambrose is holding it way up high, and Kvothe's like, "Come on, give it back, give it back, give it back," and it's kind of annoying. And then Ambrose breaks the lute. Not intentionally, but still, it breaks. And Kvothe loses it! And all of the anger just wells up inside of him, and he does something that he's been wanting to do this entire book. Kvothe actually calls the name of the wind, and it throws Ambrose to the ground and probably breaks a few bones and springs a few things, but doesn't kill him, just immobilizes him in a very, very forceful manner with the wind. Kvothe is still so filled with anger that he's practically speaking in tongues, and his friends rush him to their professors, Kilvin and Illidan. And Illidan actually calms Kvothe down and gets him back to being Kvothe. There's a trial shortly after about what should happen with Kvothe and Ambrose, since they both broke the rules at the university. Kvothe says that Ambrose should be charged with both theft and destruction of property, to which there's a little argument with the teachers over that. And you'll never guess which teacher it was. Him. It was him. Him it was when I was arguing. And so I'm really thinking that him has a thing, against Kvothe, and just wants Kvothe out of the university no matter what. Mostly because Kvothe made him look like a fool in front of the students. And so, him wants him out. The other teachers come to an agreement that Ambrose should pay for the lute, plus more for psychological damages. And then it comes to Ambrose and what he wants for Kvothe having such a violent act against him. "I want that boy expelled." That's right, you heard me. Ambrose calls for the expulsion of Kvothe from the university, and Kvothe could not be more terrified. Because if he is expelled from university, his life is over. This entire journey is for nothing. It ends up that Kvothe gets expelled. I'm not going to drag it out. That's pretty much what happens. And I'm like, you know what? This is good. Because I really like that dragon hunting segment. So if he's not in university, he could go out and he could hunt dragons. And this book would be even more awesome. Turn the page and he doesn't get expelled. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? the professors actually go back on their decision. And I'm thinking, oh, it would have been so much more cooler if he wasn't in school anymore and he was just hunting dragons. Also, along with his non-expulsion, Kvothe gets promoted to like a second class. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe this means that he has access to the stacks now, but he doesn't. And Eladin is walking him around trying to explain exactly what happened. And Eladin says, you know, you're not the first person to do this in anger. There were actually several people on the board today that actually had that issue. So that's why you weren't expelled. Then he's trying to explain names to Kvothe and how they're different than just, you know, the color blue or something. It was really weird and a little confusing for me, I'll be honest. And more stuff will be happening tomorrow. The question that I have for you today is, has a decision ever gone wrong and then flipped itself into your favor, like it did for Kvothe? The question that I had for you yesterday was about how do you respond to bravery, or when someone calls you brave. And being a veteran, I get called brave a lot. And I have no idea how to respond to something like that, because I don't feel brave. I just feel like, you know, I did what I signed on the dotted line to do. And so when someone says, thank you so much for your service, I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Do not forget that the next book that I will be reading is Sacre Bleu by Christopher Moore. Go out and grab it by any legal means necessary. Buy it at a bookstore, borrow it from a friend, borrow it from a library, buy it on a Kindle. I don't care what you do as long as it's legal. I definitely suggest that you go out and you get a print copy, because it comes with blueprinting and full color photographs of all the paintings that he's talking about. Seriously guys, it's kind of amazing. I have been the purple-haired doofus, reminding you to watch your pajama radius. And I will see you all in the next chapters of The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Toodles!